वेलकम बैक टू स्पोर्ट्स वन। मैं आउटडोर लोकेशन पे मौजूद हूँ जहाँ फ़ुटबॉल आप मेरे पीछे देख रहे हैं कि फ़ुटबॉल क्यों हो रही है। यहाँ पाकिस्तान में बरतानिया से फ़ुटबॉल के एक्सपर्ट्स आए हुए हैं जिनका काम ये है कि वो 15, 16, 17 के करीब बच्चों को चुनेंगे यहाँ से और उनको एक लंबा ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम यहाँ दिया जाएगा और उसके बाद उनसे 2 बच्चों को चुन के इंग्लैंड भी लेकर जाएंगे और साल भर का उनको वहाँ पर ट्रेनिंग का एक प्रोग्राम है पूरा। ये जो एकेडमी है स्विंडन टाउन फुटबॉल एकेडमी, इसके वाइस चेयरमैन जेवियर ऑस्टन भी यहाँ मौजूद हैं, उनके कोच भी एलेक्स यहाँ मौजूद हैं और बहुत सारे बच्चे यहाँ मौजूद हैं जिनसे मैं आपकी मुलाकात करवाऊँगा। मेरे साथ रहिएगा। Standing with Xavier Austin, he is the vice chairman of the Swindon Town Football Club in the UK. Why he's there? Let me ask him. First of all, Xavier, thank you very much for your time. What is the purpose of this trip? This is your second time in Pakistan.
No, this is my 10th time, ninth time in Pakistan, but it's my 3rd time with setting this academy up. So basically we've set up an academy here in Karachi with our club, Swindon Town Football Club in the United Kingdom. And the plan is to have a team of 18, a squad of 18 players. There's 25 now, but we're going to narrow it down to 18 and coach them, see how they go. When they're good enough, they can come to England on a scholarship to our academy and then hopefully become professional footballers. That's the shortened answer. That's the simple answer. You know, we're a long way away from that at the moment. We're miles away. But there are definitely boys out here who have got the potential to be very, very good.
So how will you narrow them down? You'll select 16, 18 players first. How will you do that?
Alex, our coach, is going to narrow them down this week to 18. Then they'll have another 3 days intense coaching this week. The coaches will then coach 3 times a week. And Alex, that will be videoed. Alex will monitor it back home in England. We'll come back in whenever, September now. 2 coaches will come to us. The 2 coaches we picked, Zubair and Bazat, is it?
Yeah.
In August. They'll spend 2 weeks with us. And we'll just see how it goes. I mean, there are no promises because who knows? We don't know how kids are going to develop. But, you know, we've started the journey, we've started the process, so it's all good.
What I have understood that you will pick up about 18 players.
Yeah.
You will train them here.
Yes.
The coaches will report you there in the UK.
Yeah.
And finally, some players will be picked for the training there as well.
Definitely, yeah.
How many players will be picked finally?
Look, if we come back and Alex says, I think there's 5 that are good enough, we'll take 5. But the reality, the likelihood is, it'll be maybe 2 players. You have to understand, we have an academy already. We have some very good players that have been with us since, you know, 8, 9, 10 years old. So we're just giving the kids here an opportunity. And my dream and passion is that we find a kid here who is good enough to come back to Swindon, and not only good enough, but then good enough to then, in 2 years after his scholarship, become a professional footballer.
This is your 8th trip. Okay.
9th, I believe.
9th trip.
Yeah.
So how did you find the facilities here?
How do I find them?
Facilities, infrastructure, pitch and stuff.
Yeah, poor, if I'm honest with you. It's poor. I mean, look, you tell me. It's very difficult to play football on this pitch because it's so uneven, it's so hard, there's no water, there's no grass. That's you know, you're asking me a question, I'm giving you an honest answer. But, you know, in time we'll put money in and we'll make sure that the facilities are good. It's very difficult to play football on this pitch. It's like playing on a motorway. You understand?
Motorway is smoother.
It's like, you know, you bounce the ball, it's gone. So, but look, everything is going to take time. Everyone just has to be patient in their approach and their expectations. And I'm sure that if everyone buys into what we're doing, then, you know, good things will happen.
So you have no regrets over your decision to come here?
None at all. No, I listen. If I didn't want to be here, I wouldn't be here. I don't have to come here. I enjoy it here. I like the fact that everyone is so
keen about football.
Keen,
Yeah.
passionate, respectful. I mean, the boys here fall over. They fall over, they get straight up. You know, we can learn a lot in our country. The boys fall over, they roll 5 times, you know. But look, I hope and I believe that my eye tells me that some of these boys are going to be very good. Not all of them.
So your experience of watching football here, looking at the facilities here, looking at the infrastructure here, what is your two advices to the Pakistan Football Federation, which is suspended at the moment, but football authorities should do?
I think if the Federation Football Association is serious about Pakistan becoming a big name in football, then they really need to invest in their facilities, be it the training grounds, the pitches, the money needs to be spent on coaches being able to coach properly, get their message across to players properly, you know, dietary requirements. It's so many things. But the main thing as I stand here now is that the pitch you're training on needs to be a pitch that allows you to play football. This is very difficult.
So Xavier Austin is of the opinion, and strong opinion, that pitch needs to be taken care of by the PFF, which is suspended at the moment, but there is normalization committee. There are authorities who can look at this basic thing, which is, you know, बहुत basic चीज़ है फुटबॉल के लिए. एक प्रोग्राम में अब मज़ीद लोगों से बात करने की कोशिश करूँगा मैं. ऑस्टिन, आपका शुक्रिया. थैंक यू वेरी मच ऑस्टिन फॉर योर टाइम. ये थे ज़ेवियर ऑस्टिन, जो वाइस चेयरमैन है उस क्लब के, जो स्विंडन टाउन क्लब है यूके में, जो यहाँ से बच्चों को ट्रेन करने के लिए जाएगा. देखिए क्या मुस्तकबिल फ़ुटबॉल का होता है, लेकिन हम पुरुमीद हैं. मज़ीद लोगों से बात करते हैं. I am with Alex Pike. Alex Pike is the coach of this club, Swindon Town Football Club, जिसका कि मकसद ये है कि यहाँ से लड़के चुनेंगे. कैसे चुनेंगे मैं इनसे पूछता हूँ. Pike, thank you very much. You have had a session as well. How do you see the football potential in Pakistan?
Very good, very, very good. So we've obviously ran something previously in March, and now we're here again to run more of a camp. We've select few that we picked the last time that we were here. The potential is very, very good. So we've got some very good talent here.
So you will pick how many players in the first step?
To where?
You will pick the 15, 16 players.
Yeah, so we've already done that. So we did that in the last time that we were here. There was 300 kids that come for trials and whatnot, and then after the trials we picked 25. So there's 25 here at the moment that have been selected for this camp, and then when this camp finishes, we'll get the group from 25 probably down to between 15 and 18 players. So we've got a little bit of a smaller squad to keep the standards really high.
So any difficulty you are facing right now? Any difficulty, communication or whatever?
No, I'm very lucky with the communication, because the guys and the support around me is very, very good. So I've got Mr. Jamil over there who just helped me with some translation. I've got Bassett and Zubair behind me as well, who are both very good at translating and whatnot. So we share sessions, so they understand what we want and why we want it, and then they help with the communication between myself and the boys. But some of them, since I was last here, some of them's English has actually come on a little bit as well. So we're communicating a little bit more in English, and I'm brushing up on my Urdu.
So food and stuff, how's the food and stuff?
For me personally?
Yeah, you personally.
Fine, yeah, nice. So I've had some nice barbecue. Nice barbecue lamb and chicken and things like that with some spices on. So yeah, the food's it's obviously different to what it's like at home, but yeah, it's been very nice.
So how long will it take, this first step of the camp? When will you go back to England?
So I go home Friday. So between now and Friday, we'll run sessions every single day. Basically being on here, running through the things and the methods that we have and use back at home, back at Swindon Town FC. So it's giving the boys a little bit of a taster around that, to see who can go along with the things that we do at home, who thrives in that environment, and give them a little bit more. So we spoke about it earlier on, but providing that opportunity for them to uncover and discover what they're good at.
How do you find this pitch?
Different to at home. So at home,
is it good for play, or okay for play, or you know?
Yeah. So the pitch is good. it probably needs to be, in terms of a little bit watered, that would help. But because it's very, very warm here, the ground's very firm. The difference between the pitch here and the pitches at home are artificial. So we play on something called a 4G.
There is a football format, you know, shorter format of football is also very much played in Pakistan. Futsal, which is called football.
Hard
in
ground.
Karachi, there are a few fields of futsal as well. The AstroTurf is there, lighting is there. So will it be better to hold such games there as well?
Potentially. So what we talk about back at Swindon is it's like a varied diet, we call it. So sometimes they need to play on the grass on bigger pitches. Sometimes they might want to play futsal because it's shorter, it's sharper, the game's a lot quicker. But different formats, different sizes of pitches, different surfaces bring out different returns for the players. So for us, it's important that they get a bit of everything. So if you're playing on a big 11v11, great, play futsal too. If you're playing futsal, come play 11v11 because you get different things out of it. So whilst they're the same sport, whilst you're doing the same thing after a football, they're completely different sports at the same time.
So thank you very much for your time, Alex.
No problem.
I hope everything will fall in place for you
Thank
in
you.
the end. ये थे एलेक्स पाइक, ये कोच हैं स्विंडन टाउन का फुटबॉल क्लब के. इनका भी काम ये है कि ये यहाँ से बच्चे चुनेंगे और उनको ट्रेनिंग के लिए आखिरी मरहले में इंग्लैंड भी लेकर जाया जाएगा. ये खेल जो कि पैरों से खेला जाता है, लेकिन जो पिच है, जो ग्राउंड है, वो बहुत ज़्यादा इम्पॉर्टेंट होता है. आपने एक कोच की बात सुनी, ज़ेवियर ऑस्टन, उन्होंने भी यही कहा था. और पाकिस्तान फुटबॉल फेडरेशन जो कि अभी सस्पेंडेड है, लेकिन वहाँ एनसी काम कर रही है, उनको ये ज़रूर सोचना चाहिए कि फ़ुटबॉल की अगर पिच बेहतर होगी तो बच्चे ट्रेन अच्छा कर सकेंगे. लेकिन ये फ़ुटबॉल क्लब है बरतानिया का जो यहाँ आया है और कई मरतबा आ चुके हैं यहाँ पर इनके कोचेस. इनका काम ये है कि यहाँ से लड़कों को पिक करके इनको ट्रेनिंग देंगे और सारी सहूलियात, सारा पैसा उसी बरतानवी क्लब का है, जो कि अप्रिशिएटेबल बात है. तो मैं स्पोर्ट्स वन के इस सेगमेंट से आपसे इजाज़त चाहूँगा. मैं एक ब्रेक लेता हूँ. ब्रेक के बाद आई विल सी यू अगेन.